The use of high-frequency current for treatment, see 1910. Woodstock concert-goers sliding down a muddy hill, 1969. An employee of the Dutch India Gas Company welcomes a visitor, 1932. Fidel Castro on his arrest after the July 1953 attack on the Moncada barracks in Santiago de Cuba. Punishment, China, 19th century. French General Jean de Lattre de Tassigny presents awards at a ceremony in Beaune, 1944. The Hurricane, 1949. (1953). Senator John Kennedy and his bride, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy, smile during their wedding reception. September 12, 1953, in Newport, Rhode Island. Tehran University before religious extremists destroyed the country, 1975. Rosa May Billinghurst, a formidable woman and celebrated suffragette. Being partially paralyzed by polio as a child was no bar to her activism. Vinyl jumpsuit, fashion 1970s. Bf-109 of Lieutenant Willy Fraunhofer after he crash-landed in a field at Ulcombe, Kent, 1940. Opening ceremony at Woodstock, 1969. An American soldier pointing out a sign to German civilians that memorializes the 800 prisoners shot by the SS near the town of Nammering, 1945. French soldier Georges Roy, who lost his eyes and arms in the war, marries Marguerite Lavenue in Paris. She heard of his predicament after he was injured and offered to marry him in 1917. 1973 photo Simon Pope took of children in East London. Mariska Hargitay on the beach, Malibu Colony in 1982. (1940s) Mermaid show at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, Spring Hill, Florida. Women's boxing, 1904. Mexican rebels taken by photographer Trudy Blom around 1925. On August 13, 1961, East Germany closed its borders with the West. Here, East German soldiers set up barbed wire barricades at the border separating East and West Berlin. West Berlin citizens watched the work. Photo from around 1949 show the White House during Harry Truman's Reconstruction. Viennese residents rejoice at the end of the war, May 9, 1945. Rawalpindi mustard gas experiments, British Indian Army test subject, Rawalpindi, British India, c. 1930s to 1940s. Up to his neck, 1960s. Persian Jewish women, 1880s. Cancan dancers from the Moulin Rouge Cabaret, 1932, Paris, France. Women's Battalion, Russian Empire, 1917. Hat Cat, 1900s. A man inspects a British folding wing airplane, 1918. John Kennedy's death day, November 22, 1963. In order to calm the crowd outside, the portrait of Lenin is rapidly being removed from the council room of the City Hall by freedom fighter. Győr, Hungary. Hungarian Revolution, 1956. Two men in Victorian era. Mao Zedong and his comrades before the victory in the Civil War. One of the first intifadas, 1987-1993. A masked man with stones in his hand. The discovery of the ancient statue of Antinous, which was dug up at a site in Delphi, Greece, during an excavation in 1894. Tlingit Indians in dance attire, Chichagof Island, Alaska, circa 1909. Hunters pose near a Northern Pacific Railroad excursion train. Their catch of the day hangs in the rear of the car, 1890. Aid from the Padre, often mistaken as a scene from a movie, is a real historical picture taken by Venezuelan photographer Hector Rondon Lover in 1962. Three women in bathing suits, tobogganing on a snowfield, Mount Rainier National Park, Washington, CA, 1925. Fidel Castro's visit to the USSR. Sting giving his autograph to a young Gwen Stefani, 1983. Map holders being detained at a store. Riot in Watts, a suburb of Los Angeles, August 1965. Vogue's Anna Wintour in her office in 1992, photographed for the New York Times. A German paratrooper on the Eastern Front carries a wounded non-commissioned officer, 1942. Amelia Earhart with her Cord 812 and her Lockheed Electra, September 1936. A woman named Morena, whose spiked hair and studded leather biker jacket were key signifiers of members of the punk subculture, 1980s. Jane Goodall as a child. German General Feldmarschall Gerd von Rundstedt during the Nuremberg trials, 1945. Throughout World War II, Rundstedt had been aware of, but never supported or opposed, various plots against Hitler. Jane Birkin, 1970s. A Tibetan monk holds a Mongolian sword twisted by his superhuman strength, 1935. Daytona Beach, Florida, circa 1904. Bathing hour on the beach at Seabreeze. The removal of a monument to Vladimir Lenin in Lenin Square, Leninplatz, in the Friedrichshain district of East Berlin, Germany, on November 13, 1991. A parade of Fatah militants, part of the Palestine Liberation Organization in Amman, 1970. 1950s yearbook photo of Ronald James Padavona, better known as Ronnie James Dio. Edgar LaPlante was an American trickster who pretended to be a Native American chief, collecting money for the Iroquois' freedom, and ended up in jail in fascist Italy, 1924. Severely malnourished Nigerian refugee being cared for in a refugee camp near the Nigerian Biafran war zone, late 1960s. Tiger Woods' caddy, Mike Fluff Cowan, checking the wind with his cigarette during the 1997 Masters. British racing motorist Sir Malcolm Campbell poses with his Campbell Railton Bluebird. The vehicle became the first car to surpass 300 miles per hour, circa 1935. President John F. Kennedy meeting with Helen Keller in the Oval Office, White House, April 8, 1961. celebrating the victory over Germany. Trafalgar Square, London, May 8, 1945. A waitress on roller skates skillfully delivers a tray full of food to hungry customers in the 1940s. Indian space program scientist transporting parts of their first rocket. Was given by NASA to several nations, including India, to start the space age. Program was started by JFK. 1963. William Shatner as Captain Kirk in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, 1968. As part of Operation Chowhound in May 1945, an American B-17 unloads a load of food for the starving Dutch population above the completely destroyed Schiphol. Pakeha Maori Tom Adamson with Wiremu Mutu. Tom Adamson was a white bushman who took up an indigenous Maori way of life in the 1860s and fought alongside pro-government Wanganui Maori during the New Zealand colonial wars. Tokyo in 1960, before there were any skyscrapers. An American couple from the 1910s. Layla Khaled is one of the Arab world's first known female terrorists. Creation of 354 lunar craters for astronaut training before the lunar mission. United States, Arizona, 1960s. Peking burning during the Boxer Rebellion around 1900. Six-year-old paperboy, 1910. Roger Fenton, the first war photographer, with his mobile darkroom van during the Crimean War, 1855. A British officer inspects a German dummy tank made of wood, Normandy, 31st July 1944. (1940) dugout home in Pytown, M. Partisan Girl by Soviet photographer Arkady Shaiket, 1942. Pea Shooters, Emilia, Italy, 1955. Nineteen-year-old Princess Diana walks outside her flat in Earl's Court in London, England, prior to her engagement to Prince Charles, 1980. (1944) Parade in honor of the liberation of Paris. A Swedish fan sings on stage with the Beatles. celebrating victory over Germany in London, May 8, 1945. (1927) Bugatti Type 41 Royale Coupe Napoleon with family chauffeur. (88-year-old Otto Frank, 1889-1980), inaugurating the statue of Anne Frank, Amsterdam, 1977. Hyperinflation in Germany in 1923. Even the poor were too lazy to bend over to pick up the $1,000 and $1 million bills lying around on the streets. There was nothing to buy with them anyway. Newsboy Club in Boston, October 1909. Photo by Lewis Hine. Monk crossing a chain bridge at Yunnan-si in China, 1930. Belle Epoque lady with a large dramatic hat, French, 1905. Alternative fashion in Russia in the 1990s, designed by Katya Filipova, 1989. Cultural Revolution in China, 1960s. Criticism session of the governor and party secretary of Heilongjiang Province, Li Fangwu. German prisoners of war from various units in Berlin. World War II. "20,000 people protesting in the streets after the racial profiling and brutal police beating of Chinese-American Peter Yu in New York in 1975. Children do an experiment to discover the natural laws of friction. San Jose Elementary School, Mission Hills, California, 1 of April 1953. Aftermath of Pink Floyd's iconic floating concert in Venice that forced the city council to resign, 1989. (1988), a train crashed near Bologoy Station at a speed of 155 kilometers per hour. Gypsy procession in Sainte Marie, 1930. Father William Pittman conducts an outdoor mass outside the ruins of St. Thomas Catholic Church at Long Beach, Mississippi, 1969, just 1 week after Hurricane Camille took a heavy toll on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Model Elise Daniels wearing Balenciaga among street performers in Le Marais, Paris, 1948, by Richard Avedon. In 1933, James Bolar stunned onlookers by demonstrating his homemade submarine in the San Francisco Bay. He went down as much as 30 feet and stayed under for about 30 minutes. Lucille Ball, 1938. On the night of June 4-5, 1943, Hitler's Air Force carried out the most massive raid on the Molotov State automobile plant in the city of Gorky. A boy watches as crowds of segregationist demonstrators walk to Arkansas's Little Rock Central High to protest the first African American students in a white school, 1957. Anne Magrette and Elvis Presley, 1964. A young Turkish boy raises up a hammer during a solidarity rally for the 42,000 miners on strike in the Zonguldak coalfields, November 1990. The Louvre, after its most valuable works of art, were hidden in the cellars before the Nazi invasion of France, September 1939. A B-29 bomber burning at an airfield on Iwo Jima, 1945. Hell on Earth, lagoon at Baitio after the assault on Tarawa, November 1943. Christmas dinner in home of Earl Pauley, near Smithfield, Iowa. Dinner consisted of potatoes, cabbage, and pie, December 1936. U.S. President Woodrow Wilson presiding over an official Flag Day celebration, 1914. Future President, then Assistant Naval Secretary Franklin Delano Roosevelt are also on stage. The Beastie Boys in front of a pizza shop in 1987. A criminal is confined in a special device as punishment. China in 19th century. A male hustler waits for someone to purchase him. New York City, 1967. Model and violinist Mary Lou Minor showing off this West Los Angeles atomic bomb shelter at Santa Monica Boulevard, c. 1951. Mentally ill patients in England, 1910. Ballerinas in the cafeteria at the Bolshoi Ballet in Moscow, USSR, 1961. Ace Frehley and his guitar collection at his home studio, 1978. Behind the Scenes of the Misfits, 1961. Traffic jam on the Suzhou Canal, China, December 1948. "32-year-old Paul Hogan working as a bridge painter in 1971, 15 years before he became famous as Crocodile Dundee. Keanu Reeves, Toronto, Ontario, 1980s. This is a 1970s lineup photo of Ted Bundy. Bundy is second from the right. Blackheart, Oglala Lakota, c. 1899. In 1979, Sylvester Stallone appeared on the set of the popular Muppet Show. Children tease British soldiers, Northern Ireland, 1972. Diana Dors, circa 1955. Fashion show in Vilnius, 1970s.